Why is it when you're trying your hardest, the answers are far, far away? Why is it when you are wanting the guidance right away, it doesn't show up? And why is it the guidance, the answers often show up when you are calm, relaxed, when you're not expecting it, when you're not even actively seeking that guidance? My experience says this is universe speaking to you, and universe speaks to you in a very interesting language that cannot be contained in our usual human ways of day-to-day conversations. We understand the language of mind, and mind is constantly loud, chatting, creating analysis, narratives, overthinking, living in the past, living in the future, never in the present. And obviously the mind ends up creating the biggest wall between you and the voice of the universe. But the voice of the universe here is your muse, it's your inner child, it's the divine consciousness. I can guarantee you, if you have a direct, smooth relationship with the universe, with the higher consciousness, you do not need any coach, any guide. It's not that you don't have that relationship, it's that there are so many barriers that the mind has created. And we got to dismantle them if we want to live our life with passion, purpose, and clarity. In this video, I want to share three essential practices that you can start to cultivate from today onward. And my hope and my intention is each one of these practices will help you to get closer to your muse and manifest a life of your passion, purpose, and abundance. Let's begin. Number one, make peace with your roots. Your roots here are your biological parents. Why is it important to have peace with them, to build peace with them? I'm obviously speaking to those kids, those children who have, held on to the grudge, the resentment for too long. Maybe your parents are alive or not alive. In either case, you got to make peace with your parents in order for the universe to connect to you. The truth is, even if you deny it, you are the remix of your parents and ancestors. At some point, you can clearly see that either your habits, your voice, what you eat, what you don't eat, your look, your eyes, your nose, something resemble very closely to your parents or even ancestors. Their stories, their challenges, their traumas continue to speak and live through us. But the mind is so interesting. It doesn't resolve the trauma or the challenge, it builds a fight with it. And, I've often said this, never fight with a pig. You get dirty and the pig loves it. So these fears, these doubts, they are like these pigs who love to see you getting dirty. So when you do not make peace with that biological source and instead continue to build a narrative that increases the gap, the pig, that fear, that mind, ego, it loves it. Why the peace needs to be made? And peace here doesn't mean that, you go to 1 month of vacation with them, although it might be great, for you to be on a vacation with them. But, if the challenge still exists, the peace doesn't mean that you put them on a pedestal or worship them or blindly believe them or please them constantly. The peace here is about understanding their story, understanding their challenges, understanding their trauma, their limitations, so that you get to understand your trauma, your challenges, your limitations. Because the key to your healing, my friend, is in the stories of your parents and in your ancestors. If you go much deeper and pay attention to the narratives, the voices that speak to you, that doubt you, you will notice not only there is a voice of parents in that, but also their experiences. But since most of us haven't paid attention to the struggles or limitation of the parents, but when you do, you realize, oh, I'm 30-year-old and my struggle is in writing my book. I can't publish a book, or my struggle is in finances. And you notice when you dig deeper into the story of your family, you realize, oh, my mother had the same struggle when she was 30. My father has the similar struggle when he was 32. See, the point is, you are a remix of your parents, right? You are extension of them. But the way your consciousness works, although there is a remix, angle there, but there's also an angle of complete originality, complete pure consciousness, which means you get to live the way you want to live. You get to choose the story, you know, that you want to write. No one can impose that story on you, but the mind under pressure, under fear, will continue to create a replica of stories which feel familiar, even if they're not at all, beneficial or helpful to you. One of the books that I'm reading, actually, it didn't start with you. So much of what Mark Wallen shares in this book actually validates the Tantra teachings, the yogic teachings, that the story of our parents and ancestors continue to live through us. And it's important for someone to reset that cycle, amplify the greatest things and dissolve things that are not helping anyone. Dissolve the things that are limiting your abundance, your intimacy, your success, your joy. This, my friend, alone will open up the channel between you and the universe, because remember the mantra Aham Brahmasmi, which means I am extension of the universe and universe is an extension of me. And you are not an island. You're not just an individual consciousness. You are a combination of you, your parents, your ancestors, but also the entire divine consciousness. I hope that makes sense. Practice number 2, stop sending mixed signals to the universe. If you ever get frustrated or sad or disappointed that universe is not manifesting your goals, your visions, your intentions, it's not that universe has some personal problem with you. The challenge might be that you are not clear about what you want. My friend, when your heart desires one thing, but your mind convinces you that you should have something else because mom likes it, dad likes it, family likes it, the culture likes it, society likes it, that's when you start sending confusing signals to the universe, because you don't know what you want. Although you know what you want, but you keep feeding energy to something you don't want. Why we do that? This is where the people pleasing patterns, the trauma, the fear, the fear of abandonment, the fear of, disconnection, boycotting from society, from family, they all show up. But the point I'm making in this video is to start sending correct signals, correct messages to the universe. Otherwise, all your hard work, all your hopes, they'll just remain hopes. They'll not turn into a manifestation process. Manifestation for most people is simply a series of surface level desires, shiny objects, material possessions, or the things that others desire or envy. You end up actually wanting that more. But a true manifestation is actually what's here within. It's a much deeper expression of your soul's desire. It's a much deeper expression of why you exist in this world. You want to manifest what you want? Get clear on who you are. Get clear on who you will be beyond the narrative of family, beyond the narrative of the mind. I'll share a practice with you. Hopefully, it will help. Close your eyes, relax the body, and ask yourself, what would an abundant or calmer or a more playful version of me would look like or feel like? How would it feel to express my truth, my courage, my confidence the way I desire? How would it feel to be me? That's all. Just to be me. How does that feel? How would I show up if I'm fully free? Notice where the mind takes you. Notice the colors, the music. Notice the clothes you are wearing. Notice how the smell is, in that place where you are, the visuals. Now, my request is, do not force an image on this process, because the chances are the moment you start to force any image, then the voice of family or the mind will again interrupt the process. Instead, allow the images to come to you. What you're simply doing is breathing. and asking yourself the questions: how would I show up if I'm fully free? And then allow the images, the music, the colors, the taste, the sensuality really open up. This is a sensual experience, and sensuality here is embracing all senses: the touch, the smell, the feel, the listening, the seeing with your third eye, all of that. Now live in it, immerse in it, go deeper into it. Once that's over, I would recommend to write it. You want to go deeper? Record it in a voice memo. You want to go even deeper? Add music with that voice memo. Make it an immersive experience so that you can keep going back to it, because that's what you want. That's what it feels to be alive. Now, here's a little loophole or red flag that will show up, and let me, share that with you. The chances are, when you witness or imagine or visualize yourself in this powerful version, the mind may just yell at you, scream at you: who are you to imagine this? This might be only imagination. This will not happen. This is never going to manifest for you. Who are you to deserve this luxury or comfort? The mind will say it, and behind the mind there are voices of people you have known, who have told you you can do this. When that happens, the instant hack is to shift your narrative to a memory or an experience where you felt safe, supported, joyful, happy, prosperous, auspicious, playful, confident. Return your memory to that experience and replace it. Feel that moment. I'll share an example of my client, Nicole. She's a writer. So when she didn't find the validation or the success from the industry, it this process wouldn't work for her. And it was actually through her that I discovered this technique, that she's feeling rejected and scared to even imagine this. Her mind is giving her so much of data that in this moment, this is not going to happen. You're fantasizing your success, not going to happen for you. So I said, Nicole, you have had great success before. Remember the time when your script was bought, in six figures, when you experienced the peak of success? Everybody applauded you, the family, the industry, everyone. What's happening to that memory? Bring it back. How does it feel? And she said, it feels joyful. It feels seen and heard. So that's what we started to do, in the meditation. When the mind hits you, you don't deserve this, you bring back the memory where the mind says, you fully deserve the joy and the happiness. See, the mind is not an enemy. Mind is simply reacting to the stored data. And what I'm telling you is to change the data. The goal here is to be as clear as you can with the universe. Do not let the fear, the voice of comparison, the people pleasing pattern interrupt that process. And that brings me to the final point: connecting to universe through the witnessing consciousness. Before I explain what is witnessing consciousness, I do want to mention that Cosmic downloads are now live. It's available for the public. Cosmic download is the personalized meditation and dharma talk experience that you can have to heal the past, to go beyond the noise of the mind. It is created exclusively for you. Check out the link in the description below. Read it, explore it. I would be honored to create one for you. And if you wish to dive even deeper, my coaching sessions, my spiritual mentorship, the private advanced Tantra Mastery program is also open at this point. Link in the description. Read it, understand it. If it resonates, fill out the application, and I would love to explore that journey with you. Coming back to witnessing consciousness, what is it? What does it mean? Witnessing means Sakshi Bhava. Sakshi means to witness, to observe. Bhava means emotion. So when we say Sakshi Bhava, it means you're watching something without being emotional about it. It's like seeing a tree, but not saying this tree, the lush green tree, is so beautiful, because the moment you describe a tree as a lush green, gorgeous tree, you're also saying that there is another tree that may not be as lush green, so it may not be as beautiful. The mind paints its picture on everything. So you could have 100 subscriber on YouTube or 1 million subscriber. The mind can paint its emotional narrative. So you could be very happy with 100 subscriber, or you could be very unhappy with 1 million subscriber, because the mind is like your friend has, 10 million subscribers and you're still stuck on 1 million. There is no end to the misery and suffering when you're living life through a reactive, mindset. The witnessing consciousness teaches you that to simply decluttering your mind of its noises will help you to access the powers of higher consciousness in the most efficient and excellent way. This particular teaching comes from Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, the science of going beyond consciousness. I'll be mentioning Vigyan Bhairav Tantra quite often in my videos, because that is the essence, the foundation of the work I teach. And the text of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra is absolutely clear that you cannot access the power of universe if the mind is still cluttered with revenge plans, stories of fear, doubt, confusion. So how do you fix that? How do you get into the witnessing consciousness? A very simple way is when you're walking on a daily basis, and I hope you go for a walk on a daily basis. Check out the nature around you, but do not put your preference. Simply watch the clouds coming and going, the birds, coming and going, the different scenic view. You know, in this moment, you are seeing a mountain. 20 minutes later, maybe there is an ocean, maybe grass, maybe a squirrel, maybe a rabbit, who knows? Witnessing means you're watching what shows up without putting your preference, your emotions on it. Witnessing would mean that if there is a happy, positive comment under this video, or a judgmental or a critical comment under this video, I shouldn't be overexcited with the nice comment or take the negative comment pretty, personally. Witnessing consciousness teaches you that see everything from a distance. See everything from this sort of emotionless point of view, which means you're not painting your anger, your personal story on it, because that's the only way you can access the cosmic channels. How do you do that? Nicole, the same client, I'll take her example. When she started to work deeper to detox her narratives, her stories, her limitations, we worked on 3 primary chakras or energy centers. The first one was the navel center. Navel center is connected to your lower 3 chakras. So when I say navel chakra or the Manipura chakra, I'm talking about all the 3 lower chakras, because all the 3 lower chakras are the chakras of consumption. What you eat, what you consume, it gets affected on the lower chakras. Emotions, food, media, stories, your own self-talk, it all gets stored in the lower chakras. It's also the seat of your physical and spiritual existence. So if you're not feeling safe there, if you're not feeling warm and comforting there, the chances are you will not feel safe and comfortable in moving forward with courage and clarity. And it's really important to release the knots that exist on the navel center. And conscious breathing can help you do it pretty easily. Conscious breathing simply means inhaling the breath, holding the breath. And as you're holding, notice, watch, what is it that I need to let go? And exhale. Repeat it 5 to 7 minutes on a daily basis. Inhale, hold, and exhale. To make it more creative, you could also imagine a color. Let's say you imagine a golden color on the navel. So inhale the breath, hold the breath, and that orange color light, it stays, at one space. Like let's say this is the space it's holding. And this is your fear, this is your limitation. And as you exhale, it's expanding and releasing, letting go. Repeat it 5 to 7 minutes, and you could be very specific when you want to let go of that limitation. You could, think of the memory, thought, narrative, whatever it is that you feel this is what has been limiting me. You release it. Now, the same golden light you can raise on your heart chakra. Heart chakra is your space of intuition, freedom, psychic abilities, creative playground. It's fascinating chakra to co-create with your muse. So on the heart chakra, I want you to invite the qualities that you want to have in your life. So Nicole would share with me, in the first two sessions that her ideal life. So Nicole 2.0, 2.0 is something I use very often with my clients. So I was like, what would Nicole 2.0 look like, feel like when she's living her best ideal life? And she said, oh, I would have uh, a great partner, children, my business would scale. I'll be making 6 to 7 figures every month. I'm like, oh, great, excellent. After 2 or 3 sessions, she started to have doubts on this vision. And she realized all of these ways of life, the scaling of business, the perfect partner, the beautiful children, that's not what she wants. That's what mama wanted. That's what the dad wants. That's what the family likes. And the people pleaser in her just wanted to do what pleases the family. Now you have to arrive at this clarity. It's so important. This is the challenge between what you want and what others want you to be. Because on the heart center, I don't want you to be specific on the intention part. You could be specific on the navel part, what you want to let go. But on the heart center, focus on the qualities. So Nicole got pretty sad that realizing, oh, I'm 35 and I still don't know what I want. And I was like, you know what you want actually, but you just phrased it, wrongly. Because what would that perfect partner brings you? She said, oh, joy, companionship, safety. What would the beautiful children, bring you? Happiness. What would that 6 to 7 figures of, money every month in business would give you? She said, freedom. So I was like, see, you're clear. That's what you want: freedom, safety, joy, playfulness. So let that be the intention on the heart center. It's really simple. Do not chase uh, the specifically rigidly defined ideas of success or happiness, because our society is so corrupted, so butchered with how you should be happy. So don't go there, but instead go within and ask yourself, what inherent internal qualities I want to cultivate. The answer is within you, not in the voice of anyone else. So once you're clear there, keep expanding that light. Keep visualizing that light expanding on the heart center. If this feels clear, then you go to your third eye. Now third eye is your agya chakra, which means the energy center that gives command, that gives instructions to the rest of the body, rest of the emotions. Now I have to add a warning. If everything that I've shared in this video, making peace with your parents, working with the navel center, being clear with the universe, knowing what to place on heart, if all of these points are not clear, don't go to third eye. Third eye is blessing and curse, because if you are clear about what you want, third eye will manifest your magical life. But if you're not clear about what you want, then third eye will continue to do what it's happening in your life on a daily basis. Unconsciously, we invite more misery, more stress, more drama. We continue to replicate the past, terrible experiences. We continue to replicate the terrible friends, unsupporting partners, or having conflict with family. It replicates because the mind has believed a certain story, and its third eye, it's just continuing to print that story again and again. But if you figure out the entire part in this video and then you arrive at third eye, then third eye will manifest your dream life. That is my guarantee. What you need to do on third eye, bring your awareness right here and feel how you would feel if you are living your highest expression. Feel how you would feel if you're living a life of freedom, joy, and playfulness. In the beginning, you may start with no mantra, and eventually, as you go deeper, you can invite Soham. Soham is simply a mantra that says, I am awareness. If you want to have advanced mantras, you got to work with an expert because third eye is highly sensitive, highly potent, highly powerful. I do not recommend experimenting with third eye without support, an expert, coaching you, guiding you. But I hope this entire video was inspiring and was helpful. If you like these videos on my channel, please like, share, subscribe, and share it with others. The more you share, the more encouragement, the more confidence I get. I still get the confidence to make these, but the encouragement is important. So I hope you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.